Okay, Neville Goddard has a very interesting, okay, very sort of enigmatic quote, okay, which is that others only reflect back to us what we whisper to them in secret. Hi guys, my name is Akshay and I am a manifestation coach. All my contact info is in the description. Today we'll talk about how to change a specific person, and this can be any specific person. It can be a romantic interest, it could be a friend, a colleague, a relative, anybody. And I'll begin by telling you a very interesting story. So this was about a student of Neville Goddard. This was a woman and a man. They were an older couple, and basically they wanted to sell the house that they were living in and buy another bigger house. Okay, and so the lady imagined that she had manifested the bigger house, and it came true, and eventually they moved to the bigger house. However, before this happened, they had signed a paper with their real estate agent. Okay, and that paper basically implied, that is what the real estate agent told the couple, that this paper implies that I would be your first real estate agent of choice. Okay, so this just implies that I get the first preference. However, it is not binding in any manner. So this is not a legal contract or anything. This is just for the real estate's assurance, and it's like, they agreed that he would be the first choice. However, that real estate agent couldn't find a buyer fast enough. So the woman, she found another one and sold the house, and she was living happily in her bigger house. However, that real estate agent sent her a legal notice saying that, oh, but I am your real estate agent, so how can you work with another agent? Now you have to pay me a commission on the sale and stuff. And the woman and her husband, they felt really cheated. Okay, and what happened was, the matter went to court. The woman obviously felt violated. She felt cheated and duped. There was a trial by jury. Okay, so what happened next is very interesting. Okay, the woman's own lawyer, told her that this paper that you signed, it may not be binding in other states. However, in this particular state, it is very much binding. It is a legal contract. And by signing the paper, you entered into a legal contract. And when you did not give this agent first preference, what happened basically was that you broke that contract. So the law is very clear, very unequivocal in this state that you are guilty. You are guilty, and there's nothing that can be done. So just imagine the woman's circumstances. Okay, she was told by her own lawyer that she is guilty and that she will lose the case. Nothing can be done. Her own lawyer told her that she's going to lose the case. She would, she just has to cough up the money and pay the fine. So can you imagine how hopeless she was feeling? Okay. On the day of the verdict, her husband fell sick. Okay, it was a medical emergency and he had to be admitted to the hospital. So he could not be present at the court. This woman was really flustered, really anxious, really worried about her husband's health. She had been told by her own lawyer that she will have to pay a huge chunk of money, and basically it was all hopeless for her. Okay, and now she's worried about her husband. She is in court. They are an older couple, law-abiding citizens, so they felt really cheated and violated. Okay, however, she chose to disregard all circumstances. she chose to disregard all circumstances, and she kept on visualizing, okay, that the head of the jury had announced that the defendant was not guilty. Okay. And she dropped the problem. She disregarded the circumstances. Okay. She did not try to ignore it. She did not try to fake that, oh, but this is not real. She was like, okay, it is what it is. Totally disregarding it, dropping the problem. And in her mind, she kept on imagining, assuming that she had been declared to be not guilty of any crime. Okay. And the jury took their time to make the decision. Okay. And the head of the jury finally, they said, we have decided on a verdict. And so finally the verdict was announced. Okay. And the head of the jury said that the defendant is not guilty. That was their verdict. Even though the law clearly stated that the woman was guilty, her own lawyer had said that there is nothing we can do because that paper that you signed, that is a legal agreement in the state. You are guilty. So she kept on assuming that no, I am not guilty, and that is the verdict, and that is what manifested. So let us really analyze the scenario here a little bit, okay? What happened was that this woman, she did not ignore anything, she did not try to deny anything, she just disregarded it. Disregarded what her lawyer was saying, what the law was. She did not try to manipulate the jury, the members of the jury committee. They had in their reality their own free will to interpret the law and the case and the situation. They had the freedom to interpret it and decide it as per their own analysis. Okay. She did not try to change the members of the jury. She did not try to change the judge. She did not try to change her lawyer. She did not try to change the real estate agent who had filed a false case, who had duped her essentially and lured her into signing a contract that was legally binding. She did not try to change anyone. She only assumed that the verdict was that she was not guilty. Okay. And so the only person whom she changed was herself. Okay. And I think it's very safe to assume that sometimes she was riding an emotional roller coaster a little bit. She was going back and forth. She was worried. Her husband was not present at the verdict. However, she did not do self-concept that I am the boss bitch or whatever. She only assumed that I have been declared to be not guilty. I haven't done anything wrong. Okay. And that was exactly the verdict. She did not change anyone but herself. The only person that she needed to change was herself. Okay. Neville said that eliminate all moods but the mood of the wish fulfilled. He is telling you to land in that state of the wish fulfilled, in that mood of the wish fulfilled, and then enjoy that mood. Drop the problem, drop the circumstance. So, what this teaches us essentially is that you don't have to change anyone. You just have to imagine your desired outcome. Okay. So, if a colleague is being rude to you, you don't have to go and fight with them. Okay, you don't have to, if they are being abrasive, don't fight with them. Totally disregard what they are saying. Absolutely disregard what they're saying. And they themselves will realize that, like maybe I did something wrong. And they'll come and apologize, or they'll start being nicer to you. Your SP, if that person is, said something that you don't like, totally disregard what they said and assume what you want. The same goes for every other situation. I know a person, so this boy, as a kid, while he was growing up, his dad was extremely strict. Okay, he regularly received beatings from his dad, and he was very strict. He was never out to play. He never played. Like when we played as kids, this guy was never around. He never played. He was made to study all the time, and his performance was not that good academically, because like when you're forced to study all the time, like you don't feel like doing it. Okay, so basically he had a very shitty childhood. Okay, and the thing is, until he was 16 or 17 years old, he hadn't even been to the city center. Can you imagine, like, not ever going to the city center? Forget shopping malls and all that stuff. Never even been to the city center. He was never out to play with us. Like, that is how. And so what happened was, this guy always used to complain. Like as a kid, sometimes we used to meet on the street or somewhere, and always he used to carry his books and ask other people for notes and stuff. And he used to always complain that, oh God, like my life sucks. And, but eventually, he manifested a very good career, and he made a lot of money. And the same parents who were very strict with him are like now the most lenient parents. Like he's made a mini bar at home now. Okay, he has all these bottles of alcohol, and he just, when he's on vacation, when he's at home, when he's on holiday, he just drinks all the time and tells his mom, today make me this and today make me that. And he's serving all this expensive liquor to his dad, and his dad is like, wow, my son is so cool. And he's going and boasting about his son's success to everybody. Okay, so no matter how stubborn, okay, this specific person may seem, everyone can be changed, and that happens only by changing yourself. This boy changed himself. He did not try to argue with his father. He did not try to argue with his parents or anyone. He changed himself, and everybody started behaving differently with him, towards him. So don't try to change anyone. Land in the state of the wish fulfilled. Okay, do it using visualization, affirmation, scripting, whatever works for you. Okay, don't try to change anything. Assume that it has already changed. Okay, Neville Goddard has a very interesting, very sort of enigmatic quote. Okay, which is that others only reflect back to us what we whisper to them in secret. Others only reflect back to us what we whisper to them in secret. So whatever you're assuming within you, that is how other people will behave towards you. Okay, so start assuming that your specific person is nice to you, they are loving to you, they are very considerate. And that is precisely what will manifest in your reality. If your goal is to get married to your specific person, start assuming, start saying, start imagining, start visualizing that I am right now already happily married to the love of my life. Okay, land in that mood and enjoy that mood, and all your self-concept, everything will fall into place. You don't have to burst a blood vessel to make anything happen. Just change yourself and the specific person or the specific persons will change automatically. Okay. So now you might be wondering that how will your specific person know that you've changed? How will your affirmations actually reach the specific person? Okay, I have a video, I'll post it somewhere on the screen, that how will my affirmations reach my SP. I think that you should watch this video. If you like this video, please hit like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. Best comment wins a free session with me. All info is in the description. Unleash the power with you. And remember that if I said it, I already did it. Thank you.